check this out. All right, so the question was, I have a channel that I'm trying to start up, but I just don't get views. I think I do things people want to see, but I'm not. Laugh my ass off. Any tips? I always start off by saying something like, when we're talking about, like, it's called giving the people what they want. All right? That's what I say. I say, give the people what they want. Now, the question is, what do they want? That depends entirely on you. And I guess the way, thinking back, if I could think back, because I've started from the very bottom, just like everyone else. All right? I didn't bring like some shit over and have a boost. Okay? I had to start from the very bottom, just like everyone. And one thing that I did that helped me get more viewers as a small streamer was game hopping. Okay? So this is one of many like methods or whatever, you know, this is something, and I call it game hopping like it's like some sort of method, but I wrote an article about this and I had to name it something. So I called it game hopping. And what the idea is you, depending on the amount of viewers you have, let's say you have 5 to 10 viewers, right? We'll just say that amount. If you have 5 to 10 viewers, what you can do is you can find games where if you were to stream it, you're going to be in the top 10 streamers. So you have to go down and find games that have very little views, okay, total. So when you go live with your audience, you can kind of muscle your way into a position. And so I used to find games that were smaller, and then I would have like 5, 10, 15 viewers. And it really worked good for me when I was around like 20, 25 viewers, because then I could find a lot of games and I could just be like the #1 streamer at 25 viewers and a lot of games. But here's the thing. Here's the important fact to remember with this method. And that is that if you stay in that game, your stream's going to die. So game hopping requires you to find a game where you're in the top 10 viewers, stream that game for a few days, get as many followers from it as you can, and then you have to leave that game. You can't stay there because all the followers are already sucked up. You're not going to get any more. Like those first few days were dope, but after that, it's really going to start slowing down the amount you're getting every day, and your growth is not happening, right? And you're trying to build a community. And how do you build a community if there's no one to look at it, to decide if they want to join or not? So you have to constantly put yourself in front of new people in order to try and build that initial small community. And this isn't the only way. This is just one method. It worked for me. I've done a bunch of different methods. This was one that I did for a while. What happens when you do this is you're on like a journey. You're searching games, okay? You're searching for something that you can do, something that you enjoy doing, so you don't get burnt out on it, and something that matters, right? You're on the search. You're on like a pilgrimage to find what is your like niche. What is it that you do? And game hopping is a really good way to search for a niche and build up an audience at the same time. You know, you're doing two things at once. It's like a focused thing, right? So if you go into all these different games and you every day you got to have a plan, like, okay, I'm going to play this game. There's a lot of free games out there, right? The more games you have, the more options you have, of course. But there's a lot of free games. There's a lot of games that are popular that you can emulate. There's a lot of options for you, okay? And what you want to do is build an audience, get little by little from each game. Some people only want to watch that game and they're not coming with you. Some people, you captivated them in some way and they will come with you. And this is also a really good opportunity to practice how you communicate, because you have to build up your communication skills. And if you lack those, you're going to have a hard time. You got to develop them. If you're pretty good at them already, maybe from like just because naturally, like the way you grew up, or just because of like certain experiences that you've had where you've had to develop them with other things, those will help you out. If you're not good at that, you need to develop your communication skills with your audience. And the better you are at that, the more people will stick with you and come with you, because they hear you. Okay? So you go game to game to game and you practice this on people, and then eventually you might have an idea, or there's someone that you came across that sparked an idea, or you just accidentally discovered something that, you know, there's like, wow, this is something I can do. And there's results. Like you're doing a thing, and then the followers and the viewers and everything is just so much different than normal, so much more. From there, you're like, you if you find through your journey, once you find that thing, because you can't just think of it, right? Like you could sit there and be like, what is it that I'm going to do that's going to work for me? Most times that's not how it works. Most times it's through a lot of effort and experience and putting yourself in different situations constantly. That's how you maximize your exposure to the realm of streaming, and your niche will appear in front of you, especially if you're full effort. The more effort you put into constantly changing, putting yourself in different experiences, the more people like to meet new people and stuff and see new things, and your mind, and you always make it a point to wrap your mind around how the game of Twitch works. That's your mission. You want to understand how this works from a methodical perspective. And the longer you do that, there's a quote I really like from this guy, the Virgin Mobile dude, right? What's his name? I forgot his name, but the Virgin Records guy. What's the fuck is his name? I forgot. There's a quote that he said. I really liked it because it's true. He says, opportunities are like buses. There's always another one coming. You just got to you got to be there for the bus. You got to see it. You got to be the right time, right place, right? That's how buses work. So it's kind of like that. And so the more you put yourself in a position to where opportunities are now more maximized and they're more likely to happen to you, right? It's kind of like manufacturing luck. Okay? You can manufacture luck. What you do that by putting yourself in as many situations and positions as possible to become lucky. It's increasing your odds, right? So, just go on a journey and try and find what it is that you're going to do, because whatever it is that you do, now once you find that thing, now you enter a whole new realm, okay? Now you enter a whole new realm. When I started doing Rocket League tournaments, okay, I'm really good at finding things that I do. This is not the only thing that I found that I do. I found a lot of things. Now I'm really good at finding things that I can do on Twitch. I'm getting better and better and better at it. Very confident. I'm very comfortable. It's not so scary anymore when I change games, especially when I've established myself in a niche. The first time I had a serious niche and then I had to move away from that, it was very scary. But luckily, the thing I chose to do was an instant hit, so I was able to transition pretty easily. But that time does come. The time comes when you have to change it up. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Before the time comes where you change a niche and you have to start and find a whole new thing, if you enter a niche, you're going to find there's other streamers doing that thing. So when I came into Rocket League, I saw a lot of streamers doing Rocket League tournaments. However, I had run tournaments for a whole year on PUBG, right? And I came up with a really cool way of doing them. And I figured, okay, I'm going to apply what I know with PUBG to Rocket League and then just adapt everything as needed that doesn't translate. And then we'll invent some Rocket League stuff. Just like I invented shit for PUBG, we'll invent some things for Rocket League, but the general idea is going to be the same. Do big games with as many people as possible. That's the mission. And I came in and I looked at the way other people were doing it, and I realized I could, this is mine. I could take this over. I could take over all. So the point I'm making is when you find that niche, when you find the thing that it is that you're going to do that gets viewers and your audience really enjoys, you have competition now. Now you have to look at the other streamers and you have to try and do better than they are, while being friendly with them. They're not the enemy, but it is business. And you could be friendly with people, but you want to be competitive. Because they might be going live at the same time. And guess what? I want the viewers. Someone's live at the same time as me. I want people to watch me. That's the way it works. It's a competition for the live view. This isn't YouTube where someone could just queue up a bunch of videos, right? This is live content. You can only watch one for real. You can have others on, but you can only consume one at a time. Realistically. So that's my long answer on that. To that question. Here we go.